Okay, so welcome to Whimsy Wednesday. This is the last Whimsy Wednesday of February. And, well, you know those days where things don't quite go as planned? That was today. So this morning, it was a balmy 31 degrees out. Yes, much, much better than those single degrees many people have been having. And I'm driving into school, and I am aware of the fact that it's supposed to rain. And I think to myself, and I may have said out loud, oh, I get Mother Nature's car wash. And I turn the corner, and then I start to realize my legs are cold. Now here's the thing. I use a lot of heat in the car. And it's almost always a combination of the leg part and the defrost part. Well, yeah, I didn't really have much heat at that point. So I'm feeling and playing and feeling and driving and feeling and playing the rest of the way into school. And no, that's not heat. I get into the parking lot and turn the car off. And I turn the car back on. That's distinctly cold air coming out of the vents because I turned it into the venting part at that point. And well, if you've known me for a while, like into my 20s a while, cars, me, generally major panic. Much better about it lately. Like, there haven't really been a lot of crying fits. But yeah, I was sitting there thinking, dollar signs, time, and all of those things. Luckily, a friend eased me out of my major part of my panic by telling me all about thermostats. Thank you. And then I learned all about coolant and Pontiacs. Yes, I still drive a Pontiac. Yeah. So day progresses, talk to my mechanic, plan is to bring it over. Well, let's just say the adventure continues. So I'm like, all right, I'll drive south, then I'll drive west. Easy route, no big deal. Drove south, drove west, and then I see the long line of cars that are not moving. And I join the long line of cars, and I'm looking past the field, past this older house that really would be awesome if it had some TLC, past the next curvy field and the place where the corn comes from. All I see is cars. For as far as I can see is cars. And at this point, my car's just giving cold air, and the thermostat on my car is going up. But I'm like, oh, that's not a good sign. So I U-turn in the middle of the road, zip back the other way, head south. And this whole time I'm watching the thermostat. Hey, Miss Clara. And I'm paying attention to hot, cold, coming out of the actual vents. And I'm realizing when I go faster, I get heat and the little thing goes down. When I slow down, little thing goes up, less heat. And I'm keeping track in my head of where I'm actually driving and where I have to go 30 and where I can go over 30. And okay, it was probably only a 10-12 minute detour around, but let me tell you, it felt like an hour. Finally get over to the mechanic. I don't think the mechanic's day went quite so well either, because I just left the car. Yeah. So left the car. Mom picked me up. Mom brought the mechanic cookies. Yes. They deserve it. By the time I got home, this little darling is standing in the window, really tall, staring. Where's my dinner? I tell you, she half ate her dinner, but was wanting it right then and there. And yeah, I think that brings us to now. skipping over one key factor in the school world, which hopefully we don't have to worry about. All right, so that's my day. I don't usually share my day quite like that, but you got a treat today. Yeah, my head's kind of spinning. It's just heat. And the week happens to be a not so cold week. And yeah. Anyway, we have a project to do. So let's put the Saranac where the Saranac needs to live. Over there. We're going to put the camera down here. There we go. Maybe a little lower. Higher. All right, we're going to angle this up. Get our little thread out of the way. I made a long thread. Probably a bad idea. All right, so if you followed along with last week's video, we have woven the top for our woven ribbon pin cushion. And this part is basted and this part's basted. We have a whole bunch of pins along each side. Clara is inspecting. Honey, it's not for you. Can you go back to your window? Come on. Thank you, baby. All right, so I'm gonna turn this. So I'm gonna start across here and then come up, all right? That way I'm sewing just in an L rather than sewing this side and then starting over and sewing that side. That should give you guys the lower edge of the pillow as well. You know what I can do? I'll put the thread under here. Hey, look at that. Even get an angle. We'll get the dangerous pin cushion out here. And I am sticking my needle down in, pulling up. Do that again, huh? Pulling up just enough so I know that I'm getting just the fabric. And running through the fabric and ribbon. When I say just the fabric, I mean not catching my ham or pillow beneath. Because this is the start, I'm going to do that twice. All right, and if I want to be sure, I can take that little pin out, run my finger under it. We're successful. All right. Second one. Yeah. I did cut way too long of a thread here. So this is what happens when I work with straw. I use much longer threads when I work with straw. There we go. I don't know if you can hear that thunk as I'm pulling the the needle up. It's thunking away from the wool from the ham. Probably not the best for my ham. Worst comes to worst, I can recover it. I have thought about making specialty sized or specialty shaped hams for different things. I've thought about doing a mask ham, you know, the shape of a mask, so I can iron my masks. I know, I get a little weird. The funny thing is I actually was never into ironing, okay? Like, I loathed ironing. Always brought my ironing to Grandma, who really loved ironing. Clara and Harlan, hi. Aww. I'm doing sewing and telling a story. No purring? Yeah, you're a good girl. All right, I really got to work on this pincushion. We'll never get it done for people. All right, sorry about that. Here we go. All right, so yeah, Grandma used to do my ironing. And I got that too far in. And then in the last few years, I've actually started enjoying ironing. I think the difference is now I just iron little things. Like I iron things for my millinery. So I iron the ribbons and I iron bevelets and other little things. And I like that. I even got a little miniature iron. I can't tell if I'm too deep on that one or not. And then I got the ironing mat. This might be a big factor. Got an ironing mat for on top of the dryer. So I don't have to fuss with an ironing board anymore. And I really, really like that. I'm not big on ironing big things still. I'll do my petticoats. I prefer to just do them once a season. But I find it much more relaxing than I used to. All right, so now I'm working my way across the other side. Take these pins out. Trying to check and see if I'm snagging the under part there. Now, of course, what you can do is unpin from the base, but only take the pin out a little ways and then run the pin back through the center of your, see? I've got snags over here. That one's gonna be a big one. I'll have to fuss with that. So, all right, there we go. You can take the fabric piece off and then run your pins back through. I should show you what I do. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Let's just snip this. I can fix that later if I have to. All right, and I'm going to pull the pins up here and then show you how I would do this. All right, so all my pins are sticking in there. I would just bring the pin up and run it down through the center of the pin cushion. Can you see where they're coming through there? I hope you can see this. There's the needle. And you could do this with each of the sides that need to get tacked down if it's easier than working off of your pillow or ham. Like if I could remember where I put the foundation piece that I'd made before, that would be ideal, because that doesn't matter if I snag that, because it was made for that. It was pretty much guaranteed I was going to snag at least one spot since I'm on camera. And then as you tack, you can take these out. I think some of you might find this as a relaxing pincushion option. Some might find it frustrating. I'll just tie that off in the corner. All right, so there's that top part. All right, let me set that over here. Grab my needle before I lose it. Now the bottom, why did I move those? You can do the bottom with silk or with cotton. I'm going to do silk. I'm going to show you on the cotton what I want you to do. So we cut our bottoms at 3 inches. This one's 4. But I'm going to fold it to 2.5. And then you're going to finger crease across, okay? And do that with both of those. That's what it looks like with the silk. So we got 3 inches, fold it to 2.5, and then finger crease. All right. This one's the same thing. All right, fold it in half, finger creased down to 2.5. All right, now we're going to lay these on top of each other so that it makes a 4-inch square. All right, hope you can see that. Okay, we got the pins. Use the pins, Anna. At this point, we're going to pin through the folds on each side. Okay. Hey, silk pins. Go through the silk. Thank you. So that leaves you with a fold here, okay? You see that? On the back side, you're going to look kind of like that. All right. So this becomes your bottom piece. And we're going to take this and place right sides together. Okay. And now you're going to sew all the way around the whole thing, okay? Right on top or just inside of your tacking stitches. All right. I'm going to get us started on this, and then I'm going to hit pause, and then I'll come back and show you how to stuff. We'll turn it stuff. All right. Because it seems I talked a little too much originally. All right, so I have my 2 pieces. Okay. And I am just going to run right along where that stitch is. Now if you want to add your loop, you could do that at this point too. I want to make sure I don't forget that. All right, you place your loop, fold it in half, okay? Just at an angle there. Bring your layers back together. And then pin that in place, okay? All right, so I am just doing a running stitch. You could do a running stitch or a back stitch. So you can see where I'm stitching there. All right, so there's the tacking stitch and there's my needle.